Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 3 of our Star Wars Scoundrels game. We are playing under the Hyperspace D6 cutdown rule set. This is a subset of West End Games' original D6 Star Wars roleplay game. There are members of us who are on this game who remember playing this when we were wee little gamers when we were back in our youths. So this is a little bit of nostalgia, but set in a setting set after Solo, seeing a number of the characters and scenes that we would have expected to see in that era and period of the game. When last we saw our heroes, they had taken the ship, the stacked deck, with the black market operative Qi'ra to a strange planet called Malachor to give over their stolen goods from the Blue Sun to the strange benefactor of Qi'ra. They have slipped the bounty hunters for now and are ready to, just hand over for a central, simple exchange. Nothing could possibly go wrong on a planet called Malachor with a red and black skinned underworld king. So without further ado, we see the stack deck coming down onto the landing, or not the landing, but the space outside, which is and would have been now sort of rocks have fallen. The facade of it is cracked and damaged, but this would have been a large, grand building. And as you sort of sense is coming down, Kira's looking out, and you can see this black-robed figure walking or scuttling out towards you. She, as the ship comes down, she looks around at all of you and then specifically looks you, Kat, in the eyes and said, you do all the talking. She points to Yuno and says, keep your chatty droid on a leash.
I think I could just give TC like a shrug, and just like a whisper, kind of like, probably like tells him to like, all right, I guess you're staying on the ship.
Said, I never get to be part of the good stories, Master Sunfell.
Let's just make sure there are more stories to tell after this trip. Okay.
As you wish, sir. But the figure sort of stands there. The Cat, the closest, I think, it's like whispering noises are around you, and they sort of. It would almost like something was cutting through the wind when you look at this figure, like the noises and the whispers aren't touching it. It sort of comes across it like a slipstream, and it looks up, and you can see those piercing eyes under the hood. So this is one of the most senior members of the Crimson Dawn. You've done a service for them, so they're going to be quite enamored of you, but don't blow it. Their temper is volatile. Qi'ra hits the button to
Thank
open
you.
the.
Thank you for the advice.
Cool. Qi'ra hits the button to open the landing ramp, the ship, and then sort of stalks down towards the figure. What are you doing, Quake?
I'm wondering if that is who I think it might be.
Has Quake come across Maul before?
No, probably not, but I imagine that at one point or another there would be having been a general, oh, these are the Sith you're looking for alert. So he has knowledge that Maul is a Sith, but hasn't maybe not nobody mentioned the name, but he's like, okay, I hope that's not who I think it is.
Oh, wow. I think as you're standing on the gangplank looking down and the figure pushes away its hood, it is who you think it is.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Sith Lord Maul, former right hand to
Dooku.
Dooku. Sorry, yeah, I was thinking Sidious, but no, it's not. But Count Dooku, presumed dead, reported dead by
Multiple
yeah,
sources.
multiple sources, but specifically in a direct duel with General Kenobi.
Yeah, well, I will just stand there and like it's a bit involuntary that I murmur Sith under my breath, like Sith. Damn.
Does anyone hear that?
I think Yuno at least will hear it. I'm stand pretty close to her.
Okay.
I don't know if Kat probably will too, because this is not really something I'm hiding. It's just not very loud.
Does that word mean anything to you? You know?
Nope.
What about to you, Kat?
I think through the spy network, I would have heard something about the Sith.
Mhm.
I may not know as much as I should, because they really seemed like at this point they're probably more myth than they are reality.
Indeed. But Qi'ra beckons you forward collectively. Sorry, Terry, did I cut you off there?
I was just. Kat thinks about saying something and then looks back at Quake and then decides to steal themselves and continues back on.
Okay. The figure is in this deep robe, but it's pulled back its hood. It has that familiar crown of thorns type bone protrusions. Its skin is black and red. Its eyes yellow. It looks and judges all three of you. Its eyes pass over you, Sunfell, as if you are inconsequential. Its eyes look on Quake for a little too long, and you can feel that it's steeling itself, wondering if there will be a incident. How do you react, Quake?
I try not to react. I mean, my hand is on my blaster for sure, but and I'm in kind of a, or maybe on the knife. And it's on the knife that I took last time, and I'm on alert, right? I'm tense and stuff, but I'm not. I'm more in defensive mode than anything else.
Mm-hmm. And then its eyes cross over to Kat and look the bottom up and down. Pupils widen. If we're in the cinema watching this, there will be music, disturbing music playing in the background as Moore realizes what you are, or more precisely, what you could be. And it then nods to the three of you, says, "Welcome to Malachor. Qi'ra speaks highly of you and says that you have something. You have managed to retrieve my item," he said. And then it says, "Please step inside," and points to the huge open crack of the temple and gestures towards it.
All right. We're looking at Yuno and Quake. Shall we?
We must be careful, Kat.
As you start stepping inside, you feel wind building up behind you, and the sky is getting heavy in clouds. And he sort of Maul says, "Don't worry, It's just an oncoming storm. There are many storms on Malachor, but it will be unsafe to travel outside or to try and breach the atmosphere for a while. I am well provisioned. Let us take time to rest and recover. You have been under pressure for some time, yes?
Not mind. Some good hospitality. Trying to put on a unconcerned air, but big freaky Sith temple. You can only be unconcerned about that for so long. You have to be Jedi to be unconcerned. To look unconcerned about that.
Yeah.
Not a Jedi, and I'm concerned. I'm the hell concerned.
I get the feeling that Sunfell may have a story about some crazy smuggler archaeologist who says, "Hey, let's just go to this planet. It's a dead planet. There'll be nothing there. We can steal this stuff."
That's a different Sunfell.
You're all connected in the Force.
That's another Sunfell.
But here, sort of, he steps inside, and there is a sleek-looking Imperial. What you think is probably a shuttle come fighter here. There are it looks like there are various tables. There are droids flitting around, and he sort of points over to one of the droids, and it says, "Prepare a meal for our guests." And he walks over to the table and then sort of looks across again to you, Quake, and says, "It has been many years since I have seen one of your kind."
Oh,
That's
And-
Quake.
and I say, well, yeah, me too.
Have you two met before?
No. Mm.
I'm well acquainted with her family. But his. I apologize. His family.
Of course. Looks back around the droid. We're like, refreshments.
Yes, and sort of says, "Now, Bothan, give me my prize."
all right. I'll take it out, hand it over.
You put it on the table. There has never been like a look of like a catch or a locket on this thing. So Moore's hand extends and his eyes close, and you can definitely feel a disturbance in the energies, the feelings in this room. Something's long dead looking down, but there is a click as the force extends around this object and it pops open to show a collection of holocrons, some Jedi, some Sith. But it looks and says, said, "Excellent, exactly what I was hoping." Said, "My former master will be most displeased." It picks up one which has sigils and signs similar to the ones you see on the walls here. It looks ancient, dented, slightly cracked. And it looks over to the three of you and says, "Do you know what these are?"
Couldn't fathom.
Not sure.
His eyes sort of look on you for a bit, Kat, but then is most interested in the reaction on Quake's face.
Trying not to show any. I know what these are. I will not. I mean, I can't start shooting or stabbing him. So trying
So
not to show any reaction at all because what can I do? He's a Sith, I'm a clone, so.
I'd like you to potentially to see if you can deceive more then, please.
Okay. I'm not good at deception, and I'm also not good at finding the role for your party link, apparently.
Oh, it should be in the safety and support tool.
Yes, it should be. Oh, there it is. It's over there.
It was right
Right.
outside, yeah.
I found it. Okay.
I forget I'm on a widescreen monitor and sometimes
Yeah,
I can't see.
I'm
things, sorry.
not. I have a tiny place. So deceive, you say? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally my forte. What is that? Perception?
That's under
Yeah.
perception.
Okay.
So
I'm
it'll
not
be
too
3
bad at
dice.
that.
Remembering your drama dice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the urgently ready elk to load. Urgently ready elk. What is that? Okay, I'm rolling 3 dice here. Oh wow! No, it's changed. It's better now. I've got a 12.
I think your stony-faced, well-trained military visage is enough to at least assuage them that he does not have a problem. He looks and says, I will take some time to meditate on these findings, and said, then we will eat. He pulls off his robes and throws them onto the chair, and that's where you see that he has mechanical legs, more like a droid than anything else. At this point, they have 6 legs, and he grabs the books and scuttles away into the darkness. Qi'ra sort of heads over to a supply box and pulls out a bottle of brandy and pops it on the table. Says, drink, anybody?
Gladly.
Absolutely.
I'd rather not.
Glad to know brandy exists in the Star Wars universe.
You know,
Yeah,
you
it's-
should probably get TC to prepare the ship for a storm.
Oh, yeah, I probably should. Let me just. And she pours herself a drink, and will. I don't know what Kat's up to, but the less time Yuno has to spend in this place, the better for her. She'll probably like step out then back to the stack deck for a moment.
Yeah, it's Rhodey and brandy, so it's kind of rough, but you know, it's does the trick. You look out, the storm is already in. It has come over in an almost supernatural sense. It's blown over. You see the stars, clouds thick and deep as far as the eyes can see. Lightning is cracking in them. Big and strong enough, you think, those bolts, that even your shields would have difficulty standing up against them. The rain is battering down, and you can see it hitting the ground and the ground hissing as this thick, heavy acid rain is down. You see TC waving from the cockpit helpfully.
That's not helpful. I'm gonna like down this Rhodian brandy, kind of like smash the it's kind of like that moment in, if anyone ever bothered to see that Justice League movie, when Aquaman is like taking that drink and goes off to the storm. Less cool, way less cool than that, because this is like a much scrawnier person who has to pull up their hood, be like, crap.
You're running through back to the
Yeah,
ship?
yeah.
Then I'm going to have to ask you to take a stamina roll against a difficulty of 15 to resist the acid Sith washed rains of Malachor.
Cool. This is like a great moment to like just reinforce that this place sucks to you know. I'm gonna spend a character point to at least add 1 die.
You don't need
So
to
I
roll
only
till
have-
afterwards, remember? So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll-
you can roll beforehand rather than wasting your CPs.
Okay. Well, I only have 2.
Oh.
So I might as well anyway. I only have 2 dice. I meant dice, not character
Yeah,
points.
yeah. I know. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just spend 1 for now, just because it's nicer to roll 3 than 2. Okay. Oh bother. Well, that's a 1 on the destiny die. Oh gosh. All right. I might spend that force point. Or you know what? No, I'll take it. I'll take it. What's the worst that could happen? What horrible supernatural nonsense can the storm inflict on me, a regular person?
So what did you roll in total then?
Man, I didn't even get to
Sunfell?
double digits. That's a 9.
Uh-oh. Okay, so yeah, so effectively looking at the damage table, because we've not done damage before, this is greater than your stamina roll, but it's not greater than 3 times your stamina, so you are wounded.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you have 1 wound. As it sort of literally, whatever you've got on your clothes are almost melting away as you sort of pulled your hand above yourself to sort of pull away from the everything. What unfortunately is the case is the acid has seeped into the energy cell of your blaster pistol until it is repaired. It is useless.
Oh, beautiful. I'm just gonna note down that it is useless. Yeah, I think like I stagger to the stack deck and just kind of like get into like there's probably some sort of quick shower because it's a nice luxury yacht.
There'll be a decant probably even in the docking sorry, in the airlock there will be a decontamination shower for environments like this. You see sort of TC knocking on the window going, master, be careful, there's acid rain outside.
I think I noticed that, TC. Did I ever show you how to properly lock down this ship in case of that?
It says no, but I if you would like me to angle the deflector shields to minimize hull damage, I would be more than happy to do that for you.
That would be grateful. Thanks. I'm gonna go soak in a sauna for a millennium or so. So I'm gone from this place.
He goes, I will prepare for you a healing cup of tea. And don't worry, I'm sure those acid burns will heal right up and you'll look pretty as ever.
Yeah, I think yeah, he was just gonna grumble and
Okay.
just like check over the systems and they can cut away.
So you have a wound at the moment, Sunfell, and you can do one of 2 things. You can use one of your medipacks to heal it right now, or when either a full day passes or a suitable break in time, such as you're traveling through hyperspace, a wound will heal. What would you like to do?
I think, yeah, I think I have 2 of them because I took that survival pack. So yeah, I think I'll use one. And while I'm doing that, I think while Yuno's doing, I think she kind of wants to like do some research, whatever intel she might have, or what she could look up about the Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah. Or actually maybe not. Yeah, specifically about the Crimson Dawn because like, what she clearly just met like a big. Well, maybe she doesn't realize it's the big uppity up, but definitely a big cheese and the big wheel in the cracker factory, so to speak. So yeah, I think she wants to like look up what she can about.
Sure. So let's do that roll, and I'll tell you what you find out before I switch the lens back to some of the other ones. So recall data on criminal elements will be a streetwise roll, which you have 3 dice in. The difficulty to know about the Crimson Dawn will be 5. The higher the roll, the more. If every time you go up by 5, I will give you more facts.
Okay, cool. I guess what she's looking for is like what anything about their leadership, like what are they about? Oh, that's much better. Why didn't I get that? That's okay. So I got 6 on the destiny die, and that is, let's see, that's a 17.
Okay. You so on 17, the Crimson Dawn are a criminal syndicate. They are in direct rivalry with it's Blue Sun, isn't it, the other one, and contesting in the Rim. They are not as big as the Hut cartels, but they are certainly a threat. They seem to spend a great deal of time playing arms dealer between the rebellion and the empire, among other things. They do not engage in slavery. You look at sort of some of the what is known. Like many criminal syndicates on the Imperial files, there is a lot of information which suggests, but there is very little proof. But you do see a picture of Qi'ra, who is wanted with quite a number of potential crimes against her. There's another gentleman called Ryden Voss, who is believed to be reported dead, and the leadership of the Crimson Dawn is known as the Shadow Collective. Qi'ra is a member of the Shadow Collective, but what we also see is a picture, and it's only from side angles, and the files that you have got here are partially redacted, and the sign on them is from the ISB. The ISB symbol is on them, and another symbol on the 6 of your roll. You've seen it once or twice before, and it scares the woolies out of you. There is a shadowy intelligence cell within the Empire known as the Inquisitors, who are reported to serve the Lord Vader himself. They have sealed and redacted aspects of this file.
That's a lot of people and a lot of factions. I think last shot we'll get of Yuno is like sitting, letting the med pack heal her wounds, and kind of like trying to figure out how to get out of the situation. But maybe some profit, who knows? Maybe it'll.
You have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Speaking of profit, Qi'ra back in the temple room takes your credit chip, Kat, and transfers 10,000 credits across. She says,
Wow.
for helping.
Thank you.
Said,
I will divide this up.
Said how you pay those who serve you is yours to deal with. Make sure you keep something nice for yourself. They wouldn't have got this job without you, Kat. Said, my patron asked for you by name.
Oh,
Your reputation precedes you. There's interest in it.
apparently.
Said there could be a very profitable future for you if you wanted to give up your freelancer ways and join us more permanently, Kat.
Oh, would those opportunities extend to my crew?
Said if you wish to form your own reflection in our shadow, then you can choose your own employees.
No. That sounds a little more stable than what we currently are doing.
Exactly. Freelance smuggling. Said that's. She sort of looks wistfully in the distance. It says that's the sort of thing for romantics and dreamers. Said regular employment is a much better way of doing things, Chad. And you would be regularly employed. Interesting objectives and missions. Then do feel free to talk it over with your crew. And he said, looks out and sort of seen. He probably wasn't paying great attention. And said, "Where is Yuno gone? She's not fool enough to go wandering around in this place. Is she on her own?"
Went back I think, to the ship to talk to TC about battening down the hatches, as they would say.
She goes and looks over and sees the ship because that is not a good. This is a heavy storm I've seen here. And said I wouldn't recommend going outside. And now you can see the rain pushing off the deflector shields of the stacked deck, and it is evaporating. But the smell of the acid in the air is quite strong, indeed.
Mm. That is not a pleasant smell.
Not at all.
Yuno, are you okay out there? As I try and radio the ship. I think we had decided we could communicate with the ship, not specifically to, or was it from the ship to the droid?
What about to the ship? I think TC will say, says, Mistress Kat is inquiring about your health, Master Sunfell. I do not wish to disturb your bath.
Tell them my health is could be better, but it's on demand. Ask them how they're doing. How's things over there? I think Yuno is he's in the bath and is clearly like drowsing off, being like, I better sleep off this bad feeling.
Yes, TC relays message. Yeah, everything's fine here. We're fine. How are you? That was to Kat, sort of. Sorry, Kat.
Yeah. Well, that is good. You don't sound very convincing, TC. What is wrong?
Master Sunfell unfortunately took a few small cosmetic burns from their trip back to the ship. They are now treating themselves in a lovely Bacta solution. They will be back to the effervescent self shortly.
All right. Well, hopefully we can manage to get this storm to subside before they miss the meal. But tell them not to put themselves in any more risk, if at all possible. And payment is awaiting, so.
From what I can see, the storm will be with us for at least another 22 hours.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Said it's the strangest front I've ever seen. It extends for a number of miles, but is caught above this place, as if in some sort of wind is drawing it to this location and keeping it here. Most bizarre.
Look over to Qi'ra and say, do you have anything that would protect someone from going to the ship and back?
She says, I'm sure there'll be an environment suit in the supply somewhere. She points to various boxes of supplies with all sorts of different symbols on them from the original shipping container. You imagine most of this is stolen or smuggled. Said, I'm sure it will be fine. Find something. I said, but if you're going to go out there, or someone's going to go out there, I would probably send Quake. They're probably better suited for this type of activity.
I did intend to ask if Quake was willing.
She smiles sweetly. Go, oh, I remember when I used to ask. And she tops up with both of your brandies, and then goes over to the food cooking robot, which is making that slightly low pitched noise as something is cooking in a pot.
And I look to see if there's two suits so that Yuno can have one to get back with when they're ready.
Why don't you roll a search for me against this to see what you can find? Are you looking for 2, which will fit you? Looking for a difficulty of 15 to find 2 encounter suits.
Okay, that's a 6 on the force die. And then I have 7, so 19 total.
Okay, so on the 6 on the encounter dice, you actually find 3 all in a little box. So if you needed to make an escape, you could have one as well without crossing the acid rain field. You also spot, as part of that, I think for your 6, a number of comlinks. As the party doesn't potentially, it will have comlinks, so I will give you comlinks and an environment suit.
Oh.
3 of them and 4 comlinks.
All right. Look over to Quake and say, would you be willing to go retrieve Yuno when they're out of the bath?
I think Quake is looking out in the storm and he hasn't really realized that you are talking to him. He has a data pad and is kind of drawing on it or something. But when you talk to him, he will look up and say, yeah, whatever. Sure. Are we leaving? Sorry, I got caught up in the optics here.
I think we're having dinner first.
Okay. So I'm supposed to take the environmental suit to Yuno.
Yes, please. I'd like them not to
Okay.
get injured on their way back after healing themselves.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I'll take it over to her. Sure, quite a look, right? That storm.
It is very unnatural, very disturbing.
Yeah, it is that. And Qi'ra's still around, right? David?
Yeah, she is.
Damn.
But not close enough to you to hear. It's a relatively big
Okay.
temple room, so you're by the doorway, so you can speak. You can speak quietly and with secretly if that is what you would like to do.
Yeah,
I'll pass you 3 of the comm links and say these might come in handy as well as I put one on my person.
Thanks. I'll take one of them to Yuno as well. Kat, be very careful here that you know what the Sith are, right?
I've heard rumors.
They're using their Force users who've turned to the dark side. They're filled with hatred, malevolence. So be careful.
All right. Thank you for the warning. I will definitely not make our host mad then.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I think we should get away from this as quickly as we can. If
your opinion is not to be gainfully employed.
No, I will not. I will not work for Sith. I've done bad things, but no, that is, I won't think that well.
All right. Understood.
And I'll grab the environment. Sorry.
You could also communicate that to, the offer, and see what their opinion is.
Offer.
Well, I'm assuming you were close enough to hear the offer.
Sorry, I missed a lot of the.
Oh, okay. Kat was offered employment by Qi'ra on a steady basis.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's you've got to decide your own course in life, but I would advise against it, especially if they have an interest in you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take the environmental suit to Yuno now. So I'll hop over there. I totally forget that I could wear one of these, I imagine, because why would I? It's just a acid rain, right?
Yeah, I mean you don't yeah, it's if you want to roll 5d, if you're wearing the suit, you will have a bonus 2 dice to your stamina roll. But if you're not,
I
it's 5 dice.
rolled 5 dice. I think I'll be fine. I'm not wearing a suit. I just totally blacked out on, oh, you could wear the suit, right? Sure. And I'm rolling my 5 dice. And
Your armor
well,
will
I've,
count for this as well, by the way. So yeah, well that will
yeah,
take a wound off.
huh?
No, don't worry. Tell me what your total is.
My total is 17, but I've rolled a 1 on the first die.
Okay, so you're carrying the 2 packs, but yeah, it's no major problem for you to make your way up there. But as you do, the rain increases and winds almost knock you off your feet. You're forced to really hold on and pull yourself in. You're on board the stacked deck, but the winds are so strong blowing around you here. You can feel the ship. In fact, TC, pop some of the repulsors on just to make sure the ship is not blown away, leaving Kat alone in the temple.
Yeah, that was probably not a good idea. Oh well, but I'll drop off the environmental suit and Yuno's still in the bath, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
It's best for Yuno to define, I suppose. Actually, Yuno,
Yeah,
are you still in the bubbles?
Yeah, they've fallen asleep.
Of course she has.
TC says, Master Sunfell is sleeping and indecent. You may not go into the bathing chambers.
Yeah, fine. I've just meant to drop off the suit. I just realized that I've left Kat alone with that thing, and I think that is not a good idea. I will go back.
Maybe I do
I'll
hear
I'll
Quake.
just drop these off.
Yeah, drop the suit, and I'll like you'll hear like a splash and like a as kind of like wakes up. It's like, who's there? Who's there? Don't steal anything. I'm finding decent.
That is
Okay.
not exactly the and I'm saying that's not exactly a very credible threat. You know that.
Well, you never know. Maybe there's some people who find that incredibly threatening. You're a soldier, so this probably doesn't. So you probably don't find it threatening.
I'm I'm a medic. I've seen people be indecent in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, I think you can hear like like getting up and getting decent. I think she just come out in the fluffiest bathrobe.
wow.
Bringing out her hair. It's like, well, that's good to know. How's things in the dark, creepy, spooky temple crime lair?
Yeah, well, Qi'ra offered Kat a job, a steady employment job. I advised against it
Right.
because I will not work for a Sith. I mean,
Well, that's probably a good principle, depending on what the Sith are. But do you think Kat would say no to that? That seems right up their alley.
I don't know. I hope so. I hope for her sake that she will say no because. But wait, you don't know what a Sith is. Of course you don't.
It's a big galaxy. There's so many different terms and things or whatever. I can't expect to know that. That's what the HoloNet's for.
It's very curious that was forgotten so quickly. You know that the Emperor is a Sith, right?
Can I give you like a look? It's like, is that like a religion?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of. You've heard of the Force, maybe? Yeah, okay. Okay. quick history lesson. Yeah, there were the Jedi who were a big part of the galaxy until I think 15, 14 years ago when they fell.
Right. Okay. Are they like? They just are they like this group in your clone army? Are they like? Are they like you but
No,
religious?
no, they were not like me. They were. Okay, I'll give you a quick breakdown of the Clone War Jedi thing. Yeah, and
Maybe are muted.
no. I say, look, this will take too much time. The
I'll-
Sith are evil.
I'll shift the lens as you sort of give Sunfell.
No, wait, I won't. I will just look at her and say, this will take too long. Look, the Sith are evil. This is not a personal opinion. This is a fact. The Sith are evil, and they run it. So, working for them is a no-go.
Okay. It's a lot of evil things in the galaxy, a lot of evil groups. We kind of work in the fringes of them. But on the scale, just give me on the scale, in terms of maybe place them around the Black Sun and the Hutt cartels and the Galactic Empire, where would the Sith be?
The Sith think that hate and fear is a good thing. Especially your fear and their hate. I can't scale that.
Okay, so they're that kind of selfish. Okay. Well, I don't make a policy of working full time for anyone anyway.
I would like to go back and look, and I don't like leaving Kat alone over there.
Well, it depends. Do you think they'll say yes to this?
I don't know.
But still, as you're doing just that, you don't want to leave Kat alone over there. Kat is alone over there.
Yeah.
Wall appears behind Kat and says, I have something to show you, my Bothan friend. Why don't you come with me?
Oh,
And hey, we've been playing for an hour, so let's have a 5-minute break and we will pick up after that swipe cut
Wow.
in about 5 minutes, if that's okay. And then we'll pick up with Kat from there. So I'll see you in 5 minutes or so. Just want to grab a coffee.
Sounds good.
So Quake, you've just established you've left your data pad with Kat. What would Kat see on that screen if they looked at it just as Maul puts their hand on Kat's shoulder?
Probably a quick sketch of the storm outside. It's not finished, obviously, but it's you see the rain, you can see the mountains and this kind of ominous clouds in the sky. It's really a rough sketch, but it's actually it portrays the menace of the storm, I think, quite well.
Yes. So Maul puts his hand on your shoulders, Kat, and says, "Come with me," and looks down and says, "You have an artist's soul, Kat."
Oh, well, that's the fine work of Quake.
Oh, an artistic clone. One of the defective ones, then. Please. Let me show you something. I wish to show you the fruits of your labor.
Oh, that sounds intriguing.
It scuttles as much as walks on its robotic legs. You can see a wicked-looking tube hanging from its belt, but very little, no blaster, no noticeable weapons. And it walks you through the shadows. Light orb floats nearby and brings you through. Otherwise, it would be too dark to see what is happening. And he points to the one of the holocrons. It's one of the Sith ones, the ancient one in your hands. Raises it up and it says, "You have been most helpful. I have been trying to open this door for some time." And he whispers something in a language you don't understand, I doubt. If you wish to roll languages, you are more than welcome, but this would be a 25 to know ancient Sith.
Well, considering I don't really know what the Sith are.
Probably not. Yeah, let's say that in that case, just give you the chance if you wish to unfold. But again, at that point, you sort of whisper it, and it says, "No, it would be xenology. Sorry, not languages in this version." But yeah, the door opens, and the figure more looks to you, and as it walks through, it says, "Tell me, Kat, have you ever heard of the Force?"
I've heard tell of it through the network. Mostly, it seems to be more tales of myth. Anything else?
Oh, the Force is there. Everyone is bound in the Force. There are two factions which put the entire galaxy at peril for their ideological wars, and he's sort of scuttling onwards into the darkness. Are you following them?
Yeah.
As you walk forward, one are called the Jedi, but they're almost gone. The others are the Sith. It says, I was once caught by the lies of the Sith, but now I am independent. And behind you, as we sort of see you walking through, we would see the stone pillar closing back across on where you have walked through. It says, you are strong in the Force, Kat. It is something that you should learn to master, or someone may choose to master it for you. I have been looking for you, searching for you.
Oh.
You're now in quite a large temple chamber room. There are statues of various Sith legends here. Hey, if we were watching this in the Mandalorian, we'd have the fan service of various Knights of the Old Republic Sith here, but central to the room is Revan looking down upon everyone. And it said, the Sith are in ascendance, and they hunt those who have potential in the Force to bring them to their heel as lapdogs or to crush the life out of them. I offer you a different way, a way of power, service, opportunity.
Okay.
And
So you say you've gone away from the ways of the Sith, but you haven't gone to the ways of the Jedi. So what, other than independent, what path do you follow?
it says, I am Maul, and I follow my own path. It says, and there are secrets from both of them. They keep their knowledge and they hide it. They used it to serve their own aims. It is better be without a master, yes? But if you wish to learn the ways of the Force, you will need to be trained. And
Oh, your mic just cut out on me there.
oh, right. Am I back?
Yeah, it just it was just as we. If you wish to learn the ways of the
Force, you will need to be trained. What colorful display of the Force do you think that Maul gives you here, Kat?
I think it would probably be almost a because I'm mostly just sensitive. I'm mostly on the sensitive side. It would probably be some sort of sensory display of what things have been and what things could be.
Excellent. Because at the center of this room was going to be a sensing pool of black, unctuous oil that you can see things moving in it. And I think what you see are potentials of yourself, powerful and strong, hunted or free. You see yourself holding a sword of light, but then there is the strongest image, of a moon. A moon that is hanging in the air, bringing death, of Alderaan burning, and the face of Yuno Sunfell in an Imperial uniform looking on. How would you know that this is what distinction would say that this is not you, but it is your sister?
Her hair. Well, she looks incredibly neat. For one thing, she looks like she looks so stiff that like how can you can't even imagine her sitting in a chair. She's like very straight laced in that regard. Her eyes are like also way colder, I'd say.
And then you see the ship that she's in, which is a pursuit cruiser, and you can see a picture of Alzmay's starport. The name of the face you see is Casian Andor, but the ship is close and is hunting them. And you sort of see, and I think the strength in the force is strong enough in the disturbance of this place that for a moment your mind and your sister's minds are connected in the force, and you do see the objective of your sister is to capture Osme's starport and take Casian Andor into custody.
Yeah, I think this is gosh, I think I see that. It's just I guess we never really established what the relationship between Yuno and Casian was. But I think like it's important enough that looks. I think Quake can see that like seen something weird.
What?
It's God. This place is weird. I saw a flash of Imperials are coming for. Oh, this is so weird. I saw. Okay. Tell me if this sounds like part of this force nonsense. I saw a ship, an Imperial cruiser. They're making their way to Omzes. I saw an old, well, not really friends. I guess not after last time we spoke. I think the Imperials are coming for him. He's part of the rebellion at Omzes. This is really weird. We need to get out of this place.
Yeah, I
As soon as
couldn't agree more. So you had a I mean, I am not an expert on the Force. I serve with the Jedi. That is the extent, but the Force can give you weird connections, I hear, I guess. I don't know.
I guess this is really weird. It felt like I was standing in my sister's place on this cruiser, looking down on this starport. It's and then I could see their target. Cassian Andor. I can't believe. Of course, he'd be a target for the Imperials.
Yeah, we have to get back to Amza Station, I think.
Okay. I think then looks towards like Kat and just where Kat is.
Kat's inside
Yeah.
and alone.
Yeah.
But let's come back to Kat there. Moore looks at you and says, I can teach you how to wield the power and the potential inside you. All you need to do is send your friends away. Stay here with me. Unleash your potential, Kat Foy'loni. Join me. And gosh, it's tempting. It's not like join me. Hey, let's hang out for coffee. It's join me, like a televangelist preaching at you.
It is very, very tempting to take you up on this offer, but my friends need me at this moment.
The look in Moore's eyes is a hardness of anger and hate for a moment. It is just because you've denied them. You can feel the sort of palpable energy in the room. And it says, I understand. I will be here, waiting for you. I am your destiny.
Understood.
It says,
There may come a time that they don't need me.
says, says the clone will speak lies about us. I warn you that now. Don't trust them.
Well,
Trust
the clone
only-
seems to speak lies about the Sith.
said, I am no Sith. And he sort of waves his hand and says, I thank you for your service. I have much to learn here. And you can see the light beyond.
And someday I may return to learn it too.
And says, we will meet again. And as you turn, Maul turns back to the pool and he sort of whispers the words, show me Kenobi. Anyway, you're back out in the main area with Qi'ra, who is laying out the food on the table, going, good talk.
Well, it was definitely very intriguing. I'm just not at a point where I can take the offer at this time. My friends need me at this point.
Aren't we friends, Kat? I
Oh,
need you.
definitely.
In that sort of
But I can still work for you
that sort of
when you need to.
fatalish way, she sort of circles around you and puts her hand on your chest and says, I don't want you to work for me. I want you to work with me. That's not what you're not seeing, is you have the opportunity for greatness. An old clone and a renegade Sunfell. They're not your real friends. Said, one of the things that Maul taught me was you have to say goodbye to your past. Kill it if you have to.
I understand what you're saying, but at this point, it's not something I'm prepared to do.
She says, Maul's interested in you, right? So you'll have a chance, but their patience isn't endless. Nor is mine.
I understand.
But providing you consent as a player, she leans forward and kisses you on your nose and says,
Yep.
Until next time.
Till next time.
She looks at the droid and says, you can take some of the settings away. I think our guests are leaving. The droid just sort of unsets the table. Your encounter suit is, sorry, environment suit is there, so you can make your way back to the stack deck if you wish to.
So, all right. I hope we'd at least get a nice warm meal, but if that's the way things are, I will put it on.
Well, you can you've got comms, right? So you can comm to the crew if you want to, invite them in for dinner, or sit down, break bread with Darth Maul, have a nice little 3-course meal. But maybe Yuno and Quake have got different intentions, so you should probably
Yeah.
talk as players.
I'm taking the hint from Qi'ra, really, that we're no longer wanted here at the moment. So I will put my environmental suit on and say, please contact should you have another job. And yes, I will stay in touch. This is a not for now.
She smiles and says, "Watch your back out there." But yeah, you do see you'll I won't make you make the roll. We'll just sort of let you run across in the environment suit back to the ship.
All right.
You have been touched by the Force, though, here, Kat. And if you would like to move your Force point to a dice in one of the Force abilities, such as Alter, Control, or Sense, I am happy for you, to use or be attuned to that. Actually, you could spend more on it, but I think you've just got the one dice. But you're in a position now that you think you could probably use or more connected to the Force should your character wish to use for or try to use the Force at any point.
Okay. So would that would still just be the 3?
It'd just be
Point?
yeah. You can put yeah, because it's your first dice, so you could then put a dice in Sense or Control or Alter. Yeah.
Right. I'll throw it into Sense.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. But Kat is back. What are Quake and Yuno doing?
I think Yuno is already prepping the ship to leave. Is all dressed up.
I was
Sees
just
Kat-
ready. I was just ready to go out and get you when you arrive at the door. So, yay.
Oh, you're here. Cool.
Yes, unfortunately, I overstayed our welcome.
Oh.
But the good news is we're getting out of here without them being completely mad at us. So there's a good chance we'll get employment in the future.
Right. Sure. Yuno says in a tone that says, "I would rather jump into an acid pool than work with them again, work for them again."
Mhm.
The storm strangely passes,
Strangely.
allowing Yuno to pilot out of here with little real difficulty. As we leave Malachor, we sort of see Qi'ra standing next to Maul going, more connected to their friends than I thought. Yes, says Maul. I fear we will have to destroy them both.
Cool. Can they concentrate on the other Force sensitive Sunfells? There's at least one of them.
Yeah, but you are able to. You think you're looking at your starport, your star jump generator, and the random point for Omzes. You're pretty sure you know it's going to come into its next jump rotation. These encrypted files that tell you where it jumps in and out to are incredibly secret files, but it will give you a chance to leap back to Omze starport if there's nowhere else you want to go first.
Probably not, unless I don't know, unless anyone has
I
any place
think,
they want to go to.
I think I would like to go back to Omzi.
I'm okay with that, but I will transfer 3250 each of you.
Mhm. Okay.
It's beautiful.
Nice. At one point, I have to go to Tatooine, but that's in the future.
Oh, what's in Tatooine for you?
You know that I have I told you about that I kind of had to give up my armor.
No, but
Yeah, I ran into a bit of debt, and then this pirate said, "Hey, I can use your armor as decoration or something until you pay me back." And then, of course, that pirate lost my armor to a hut, so now I have to go and deal with some hut.
oh, lovely. More menacing people to deal with.
Yeah, right. Can we just deal with nice people for a change? Well, probably not.
Well, technically we could. It's a big galaxy. We could have decided to, get a desk job, maybe do some gardening.
I don't think I'd be much good at a desk job.
You never know. One can retrain. That's not what I wanted to do. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go to Omzi, because I think we should you should tell Kat about your vision.
Oh, yeah. Kat, are you up for going back to Omzi, possibly in the face of an imperial strike to save a friend who's kind of not a friend anymore to me?
What is this?
What?
Do
Well, does it involve your sister?
It might. She might be there. It's complicated. I'm not even sure. I saw something, and well, it might not even be. It felt real, It felt like I was seeing something that was going to happen.
Oh, I think I saw something similar.
Oh, well, I don't know if there's gonna be any much profit from it. Casian doesn't really have any deep pockets, but I just thought if you're interested, I wouldn't want to drag you anything you don't want to do.
Well, I was wondering if we might be able to collect on your bounty and then also free you.
Huh. Go on.
Well, that's probably one of the places we would know best on how to get you back out of if they were to try and collect you there. They did say they want you alive.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're lucky then that that's my sister coming to the starboard then, because if it was any other Imperial unit, they would probably prioritize a member of the rebellion over some two-bit smuggler. But I mean, what was my bounty again? Dave, do you remember?
I think it was about 5,000 credits.
It's sad to have that larger, but that's pretty good.
Give it time.
Okay. I guess.
I mean, the good news is probably not just a bounty on you now. There's probably Darth Maul might put an assassination contract out on you, so it's all right. It's all right. You're getting famous.
Lovely, cool, beautiful. I think just kind of like laughs, like leans back in her pilot's chair. It's just this would mean putting. I'm kind of putting my life on your hands.
I'm just saying it's a possibility of profit. I'm not saying that in any way I would want you to stay within your sister's clutches, but I do know you have a birthday gift to deliver.
I have a drawer full. I should have.
And I mean, if you were to reconnect with your sister anyway, we could profit from that. I mean, that would not be so wrong.
No, it wouldn't.
And I'm
that's the
not so
problem.
sure about that, but yeah, I don't sound so sure about that.
I mean, who in this ship wouldn't say no to a little bit of profit? Looks at TC's direction.
I wonder if we run across that Ugnaught again.
TC looks at you and goes, with many of the captains I have served with, Master Sunfell, getting paid is a strong objective. He said, Sunfell need to get paid. Yeah.
Yes, I believe that's our unofficial motto. Okay. Well,
We should have a way of you to get out of this thing, and also we should have a way to not put the ship at risk.
it's a nice ship. I would like to keep it.
Agreed.
Look, we've pulled off entry and theft in an Imperial cruiser before. Maybe not one, not in a proper Imperial Navy pursuit cruiser, but okay.
I mean, maybe we can enlist Andor's help for that.
If
Sorry,
all
who?
right. If you can give him a way that he can turn himself into a martyr for his cause, man, then that won't be too hard.
I would prefer for him not to be a martyr, but okay.
See, the problem is that he's protected by canon. He can't be a martyr.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not for a few more years. All right, let's get to Omze's, preferably before the Imperial cruiser gets here, and maybe we can talk to him if he's amenable to it.
Well, let's maybe see if you can cut a couple of parsecs with some fancy hyperspace plotting.
Yeah, there we go. This is astrogation, right?
Yeah. Again, the difficulty is 5 because you've got the coordinates, but the higher you roll, the better lead you will have on the Imperial ship closing in.
Is there a way we can help with that?
You can add, if anyone assists, they can add an extra die for every...
Yeah, I would assist because, I mean, I've been around the galaxy for a bit, so...
Yeah, take that. There's nothing from the ship systems that helps, right?
Oddly, in astrogation, no. You need an astromech droid for this mechanics for this, usually.
Oh, that's what they're for. Cool. I'll roll. It's 4 dice is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So. Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, no problem. You look at where you are. It's and where you need to get to. You look at the star chart jumps of where Omze's ship will come out. It's going to come out on a deep rim. It sort of goes close to the outer end in a rim. This is a good place for it to shift to contraband, and that's where you're going to jump in and do it. But you manage to shave off a couple of parsecs on your journey, giving you a head start to warn them. It's you've pushed the ship, right? It's shaky. You've got a few bits where anyone other than you wouldn't have gone that close to the sun on that map, right? That was not necessarily a good plan, but you're sure it was all right. Trust in the Sunfells.
Yeah, we don't fall into suns. It's not in our name. Yeah, and also, the ship's kind of damaged from freaky Sith acid storm. But we got there.
And as you sort of jump back, you see the huge ship of Omze is traveling starport, And then the Twi'lek Convara opens up comms, going, said, Sunfell, your persona non grata around here.
True, but my colleagues aren't. I'm sure they can still walk the halls of your beloved spaceport. I'll stay in the ship. I'll stay on the ship. Look. It's one of my colleagues. They really want this type of brandy that's only sold in the starport. It's kind of a thing they want. I'll stay on the ship. I won't cause any more ruckus. Absolutely.
Brought bounty hunters on this ship. I said you're lucky that Omze doesn't want you stuffed and mounted and put in broadside as a warning to others.
Maybe Omze should consider declaring this place more neutral. Maybe. Look, it's a big crime world. There's a lot of people with a lot of bounties on them. I'm sure I'm not the only one passing by.
So I think you're trying to bargain with them at this point, right? To see if they'll let you.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I'll stay. I can stay in the ship. It'll make them happier. But yeah, I've got 4 dice. 3 on the force dice. 8. That is a 16. 2 8s.
Yeah, that's enough. So he said, Sunfell, I can never say no to you. No more shooting.
If you look at those camera logs, you'll notice that I never fired a single shot.
Says that doesn't count when there's 15 people shooting you.
I'll stay in the ship. You'll just be my droid and my 2 friends coming aboard.
Excellent. Yeah, you're given a docking bay. This time it's one of the internal docking bays, allowing you to make your way in.
Cool. I think before Quake or Kat gets off, I think I'll just tell them, okay, when you find Casian, tell him that Yuno's calling into favor.
Okay.
All right.
And I turned to Kat and said, one day I would really like to know what was going on down there. And I think Yuno can hear that.
I'll explain.
Oh, you know. Cool.
No, but I'm hoping that we'll find out.
Okay. And let's see if the Black Sun is still virulently aggressive on the station.
No, there's been a little bit of a clear out since last time you were here, so you're not going to get immediately shot at the moment you arrive.
Nice.
But yes, are you seeking Casian Andor out then?
Sure.
So Andor has after the heightened. Oh, sorry.
I think before we get there, I think I need to tell Kat something. I said, Kat, if we get there, you maybe should know that I've been doing a little side work for Mr. Andor here. Just yeah, he asked me to plant a data spike on this Imperial transport that we were raiding. So I did. That's why I want to get on board.
So they may owe you a favor and we don't have to collect on Yunos yet?
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah. Also, he's asked me about finding out the leadership of the Crimson Dawn, and I'm planning to tell him what I know.
Oh,
I mean, I leave their offer to you out.
that would be nice of you.
Sure, I told him that I wouldn't put any of you in danger for this whole thing.
Just so you know, Maul has gone independent.
So yeah, okay. So he says, but did you? I mean, we were on Malachor. Did you really feel that this was a person was independent of darkness?
I didn't say they didn't have their own agenda and they were not feeling of evil. I was just saying they're not following the ways of the Sith.
Yeah. Sorry. My doorbell just rang. Probably some package service. I'll have to take this. Be back in a second.
No problem. Ooh, let's restart recording. You were just explaining that you were doing the background work for Andor. Is that that scene come to a conclusion, or is there anything more you want to say?
I just wanted to say to Quake that I'd like to possibly keep Malachor out of the locations for now, if that's possible.
I am not an astromech. I have no idea about the coordinates anyway. So.
All right.
Okay, so when you track down, or how are you going to try and track down Andor on this ship? Because it's relatively big. There's hundreds of people here. How do you think you can contact them, Quake?
I think we just met up in the bar last time.
So you're going to wait there for them. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me position this as was in the fiction. If you want to try and do something to track them down fast, you can take advantage of your lead on the Imperials. If not, they
I guess we'll have to, right? Yeah. So how do we do this?
You need to roll a streetwise, yeah, to find where he or connection to him is on the ship.
Okay. Would Kat help?
Kat can help.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
Kat can lead, because this sort of feels
Yeah.
like it's.
Yeah, it's probably more of a Kat. It's probably more of a Kat thing, and then I can help Kat, and then we'll have more dice.
Yeah, there's different ways you can do it, right? You can use the streetwise to try and track them down. You could start to intimidate and roughing people up till you find what you want. It's up to you how you proceed in the fiction. That's for you to define.
Right. I would think do the streetwise and try and do this as a
good place to start.
Subtle as possible.
And I'll help because I've met him before and might have seen some stuff. So you get an extra die.
Excellent.
Yeah. Nice. That is 18.
Okay, no problem. 18 is, if generally 15 is about as hard as it should get most of the time for things like this. But Andor isn't that hard to find, but it's not making themselves visible. They are down in, and they have a berth in one of the lower decks. Mostly this is workers on the station, an alien species with nowhere else to go, running. It is down below, effectively. You go here not to be found. So this is dangerous. There are eyes upon you everywhere. But you have got the location of Andor's billet and room on the ship.
And
That's good.
shall we go knock?
Yeah, knocking seems like a good idea because he might be a bit twitchy.
Meanwhile, in hyperspace, we see a sterner and more strict-looking version of Yuno Sunfell, looking out from the bridge of the Imperial corvette, and going, "We are." What rank do you think your sister is at this point, Yuno? By the way, do you think she is in command of the ship or a first officer? Your view?
Gosh, I think. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. I think she'd be probably in command of this ship, because at least of this cruiser of this type, like she would be like an officer on a star destroyer, but of this cruiser, like she would be in command, I'd say.
Okay, so they're on board the ship. What's the name of the ship? You know.
Gosh, I had a name for the star destroyer she was on, but that's way too big because the name
Yeah,
is
this is a
yeah.
corvette rather than it's fast and made
Um,
for boarding actions.
This is, I'm gonna steal a name from the sequel trilogy. This is the Silencer.
Silencer, love it. So on board the bridge of the Silencer, we can see we're closing in on the coordinates, Captain. She sort of says, nods, said, "Get the TIE squadron to their fighters." And we see a figure coming up alongside, wearing all black, their face black. It is a clear woman. And the Inquisitor says to Captain Sunfell, said, "Remember, I want the Bothan alive." And we have that moment, as I say, with the Casian Andor's ship. So the door opens. He looks bleary-eyed, hasn't shaved, tired looking. There are data pads and files all over the place. You can sort of see him leaning at the hand of the door. You know well enough from that stance Quake that on the other side of the door, he's standing there looking nonchalant, but he's undoubtedly got a blaster pistol in his hand. He looks at you and goes, "Quake?"
The Empire is coming for you. You might come with us if you want to live.
Wait, what? He sort of rubs his eyes, opens the door. There is someone in the bed next to him who mumbles and turns over and says, What do you mean the Empire's coming for me? How do you know?"
It's a long story. Just come with us. Now, take your friend, and we don't have a lot of time.
He throws on his clothes, grabs some of his belongings, and says, "Thanks, I owe you."
Yeah, we might need something from you in the return, but let's just get into a position where we can say our goodbyes.
Okay. As you saying that, what you pick up back on the ship, is something coming in from hyperspace, and there is that thump as the corvette appears, and then you can hear the sirens go on around the starport, and a cry of the speakers, "Prepare for emergency jump."
Oh, gosh, I'm assuming everyone else heard that, but I'm gonna get on the comm links that we now have, and just go, "Hey folks, did you find Casian yet? Because company's here."
We found him. He's getting dressed.
Oh, can you tell him to get dressed faster?
I have.
Okay, cool.
Out in space, we see a squadron of TIE fighters drop out from the Corvette, and you feel the ship being rocked by capital ship fire. Um, you're sort of running through the corridors, Quake and Kat. And Andor is saying, like, seriously, how did you find out the Empire are coming for me? Who's given us away?
When we get back to the ship, I can explain it more.
He nods. And then you all feel that moment of movement as a ship lurches into hyperspace as the starport has made an emergency jump, giving you chance to get back on board the ship. But you are in hyperspace and you won't be able to launch now until it drops back out.
I look at Andor and I say,
So
do you
we're
have your
taking
own
him
ship here
to
too?
the stack deck.
Sorry, Kat?
I ask Andor if they have their
Good
own ship
question.
here too.
He says, said, I do, but my crew are out performing a recon op for me. He said, crap, if we've gone off the standard jump locations and coordinates, it's going to take an age to get back to them. Said, can I book passage with you?
Yeah, you'll have to take that up with Captain Sunfell.
Absolutely, he will.
But I think that's where we're going. Yes.
Wait, you know Sunfell? You still traveling with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks and shakes his head and said, I'll take my chances with the Imperials.
No, you won't. You will talk to her in a civil tone, and we will save you from the Empire, because if the Empire takes you, that will be a blow to the rebellion. So whatever your issue is with her, that is not more important, right?
Why don't you see if you can command Casian Andor to be a sensible rebel officer?
And I don't know what your issue is with the Sunfells, but is your issue the same with Yuno's sister?
She sort of looks at you and says, said, that's between me and Yuno.
Only asking because that's who was coming after you.
Okay, yeah. You have the choice basically.
That was
between
an attempt at assisting.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah,
one
you
way
can,
or the other.
absolutely have an extra dice.
Okay, I
it.
will have an extra die. That's nice. Let's see how that goes. Oh yeah, that goes pretty. It's a 14, and I have a 6 on the force die.
Andor grumbles and says, here's my biggest piece of advice to both of you. Never kiss someone's sister on their wedding day.
Okay, I guess. Thank you.
Sounds like good advice.
Look, let's take another 5-minute break there, and then we will deal with Andor and Sunfell's reunion, because that's what we're waiting for.
Hmm?
Yeah, you say the up the gangplank to the ship. We see Kat and Quake arriving, but with Casian Andor, and it's how long ago did you last see Casian Andor?
Not long enough. Okay. We should actually probably talk a bit about I don't think it's as simple as kiss your sister. someone's wedding, someone's sister during the wedding day. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. Maybe it's part of that, but I think it's something slightly more dramatic. I think definitely because like I just looked up what Cassian stuff is. Cassian stuff is he mostly lived being part of the rebellion. I think it's definitely a case of like I think Yuno nearly joined him in a rebellion and then chickened out at a bad moment. I think that's what happened between them. And yeah, it's recent enough that Cassian's probably feeling really hard done by that.
Yeah, I think lovely. Oh, so Andor looks at you and sort of your eyes meet in that sort of Star Wars smoldering from one side of the deck to the other, and it says, it's sort of thing. I was going to say it's nice to see you, but and he goes, and then he sort of, but there's that moment of uncomfortable silence after he says that.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Do you want a drink? I think I'm gonna be here for a bit while we're in hyperspace.
Sure. Let's have a drink. Talk about the old times.
Sure. Do you think just to like color this in? I think there was quite a considerable amount of time, probably after left her family, where she was like, palling around with the rebellion. For sure. So there were some nice old times.
Yeah, it'll be along the lines that you look at you and says, still trying to get by, living for yourself.
It's doing well for me so far. How's the fight going?
So after the recent intelligence we had around the Blue Sun, we managed to make a forward base. So I'm glad some of this. I'm glad that I've still got some friends among you. Pat's looks well. Not Pat, because he's probably sitting down, but looks over towards Quake.
Oh, Blue Sun, funny. We had just completed a job there. I didn't see any of your usual lot getting intelligence there. Looks towards Quake as well. I think Sabine froze for us.
Yeah, Sabine looks like they have frozen.
Yes, they do.
But
Under all the suspicion.
Sabine so frozen with a suspicious look upon her face as if she's about to give Yuno a best clone stare ever. Kat, sorry.
Now I've forgotten what I was going to say, but oh no, it's my fault. I hadn't completely finished the thought process yet.
There they go.
So I think if you're having that thought and that sort of difficult moment, there's a tap 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 on the and from outside the ship. TK goes up and goes, there are a number of Rhodian gentlemen outside.
Okay.
Rhodian?
Yeah, I think I might know these gentlemen. Kat, why don't you entertain our guests, and also maybe tell them this ridiculous plan that you come up with while I deal with the gentleman outside.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted, Terry.
All right, but we might not need to do that plan.
We might, but I don't want to spend too much time with him, so I'm gonna go talk to them.
All right, but he's looking for passage.
Cool. Cool. Okay.
We did tell him he had to discuss it with you.
Okay. All right. Why don't you talk to the Rhodian gentleman then?
Okay. Well, I don't mind you. I was just letting you know. My thought was we probably need to get repairs while we're here, though.
We probably should. We probably should. Okay. Fine.
So
fine.
I can go talk to them and see if maybe that's what they're here about.
Please do. Please do.
So why don't if you're up on the gangway to the hatch to the Rhodians, they're the ones noted in the starport one. It's in the check, and the boys. And Chak looks at you and says, "Omze wants to see Sunfell and the rest of you. Priority invite, buffet."
Oh, I see. Hopefully this dinner doesn't turn out like the last one.
Goes, in the last one, was there risk of death?
Oh, yes.
Oh, then turn out exactly like the last one.
Okay, well then, maybe hopefully it does turn out like the last one because I didn't die. Now, would you? Are you boys able to arrange maybe repairs while we're here?
He goes, sure, for credits. Everything doable here.
How much?
He says, depends how your conversation go with Omze. You might not need to repair the ship if you're floating out of an airlock. Come on.
Good point.
Why are we floating out of airlocks? When I left, they had a civil conversation, and now we're floating out of airlocks. Okay.
This is what happens when you leave to be. They can't be trusted on their own.
That escalated quickly.
No, that's the Rhodian Nichak and his crew have asked people to come to Omze, but we also need to pick up with Casian Andor inside, who is saying, "Look, I need to get off here, and I need to rendezvous with my ship and my crew. I'll get out of your hair as quickly as I can, Yuno. I know you don't want me around anymore."
Well, given how you seem to insert yourself in my business anyway without me knowing, I don't see how that's a promise that can be kept.
Hey, I'm serving the greater good. So the rebellion will go on with or without you, but we need people like you. You need people like Quake. We need people like Kat. There aren't enough of us. You do good work. You could be making a difference rather than making credits off crime lords.
Well, I can't speak for Quake or for Kat, but I thought I made myself clear. I'm not gonna point a blaster at a side when there's a very good chance I could be pointing that at family. I'm not going to hold it. I told you before, I'm not going to hold it against you if you and her cross paths and things go the way they are. She's made her choice. But I'm making mine. And I'm sorry if that means turning my back on your cause. But I'll get you to where you need to go. But don't think you can sway my mind on this.
Yeah, whatever. And that's when the Rhodians come on. They have their blasters drawn and going and sort of say, "Hey, Omze wants to have dinner with you. Come."
What? I look. I thought I promised them say I'm not going to get off the ship, but
So don't
we
make
all have.
Omze come down here. He's already angry.
Okay, well, we've got a nice dinner room there, but we only have Nutri bars. Does everyone have to go?
He points the blasters at all of you. Go. He said, "Everybody."
Okay. Turns to Casian. Don't mind dinner with a crime lord?
Is Omze a crime lord?
Or I don't know. He's an entrepreneur in these parts.
They're just checking.
He's from the Lando Calrissian School of Entrepreneurship. Don't ask no questions. Take the credits.
Yeah, fair enough. Doesn't sound like a. All right. Okay. I think yeah. You know, does ask Cassian like, do you don't mind dinner before we go? I don't think we have much of a choice.
Then we will swipe cut to Omze's stateroom, which is near the bridge looking out to the swirling blues and whites of hyperspace. He goes, "Captain Sunfell, you I'm not surprised to see in trouble. Kat Foy'loni, you are normally more discreet. These are a bad influence on you."
Yes. Having friends always seems to go that way.
Said, "What trouble have you brought down on my house?"
Well, I was going to. We just come over to stop by and pick up a friend, and well, look, we were getting out of your hair. It's just, well, some attention was probably picked up. Well, we were absolutely gonna get off the starport as soon as possible. Omze, you know, I don't plan to make trouble.
The Sludia growls and picks up a wing of something from a table. He says, "There's a buffet of food down there." And Verichang says, "Please break bread with me."
Cool. Would you recommend any particular dish?
He points to the small little squiddy starfish thing floating around in water. He grabs one and eats it whole, chomping away.
Right. I suppose we'll experiment.
He says, "If you prefer, there is salad."
You like salad, right? That says to Casian. It's like, which is a thing I don't think anyone knows. Yes, you like salad. Let's go eat salad.
Can I attempt to figure out what these things are, or would I know what these things are?
Yeah, there you can roll. It would be the a common physiology approach. It would be xenology or planets. Either would be appropriate. It's only you only need a 5 or above on this.
So that's a 14 with a 6 on the force die.
Wonderful. They are a deep water fish from oh my gosh, my brother's just gone dead on from Mon Calamari. But they're a delicacy and rare to see this far out. They are not sentient, but they are best normally with other races that like them to eat them fresh, like you would an oyster.
Can humans eat them?
Sorry?
Or are they? Can humans eat them, or are they poisonous?
Yeah,
to
they're
you?
fine for yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
So,
nothing here is potentially poisonous. Just some of it might be icky.
I don't
Well,
mind icky. I'm a soldier.
I will enjoy one.
Says that I would like you to explain to me, Kat, why you have been. My ship has come under attack. Why you brought bounty hunters to this station? Why you were forced to run with a member of the Crimson Dawn? These are interesting friends you are keeping.
Well, one does need to make credits.
Said you could come. I've always had people of your sort of skill. Traveling with Sunfell, waste of your time. Sunfell's going to be banned from here anyway. Never again.
Why?
Said bounty on them, relatively big. Bad business. Plus, hasn't paid docking fees.
Oh, how much is the bounty now?
Said 5,000 credits.
Well, it hasn't gone up yet.
Said 5,000 credits is bad enough. Last one thing we want is more money. You'll end up having fat chasing you.
Ah, true. How much are the docking fees?
Said 1,500 credits owed to me.
Oh, and repairs?
He says repairs. Looks and it's possible the Twi'lek pass him a data pad. Looks goes 900 credits.
So, let me go and talk it over. I think we might be able to arrange 2,400 credits for you.
I'll let you talk it over with Yuno then. See if Yuno will pay their debts.
Can I have a quick moment with Casian? Just I feel just for a
course.
moment by the salad bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm piling up some purple greens. That makes no sense. And I'm just saying, like, okay, look, I'm sorry about being short with you back there. I know you're in a lot of stress, and this is my nonsense, not your nonsense right now.
He says, don't worry. There are lots of people looking for people like me.
Well, maybe more eyes on me rather than you, the better for now.
Probably so.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't want to join you. It's that, well, it's not just my sister. It's just most of my family's kind of rotten. I mean, I have a cousin who works for the ISB. I have and another cousin who's kind of an assassin who kind of works for the ISB. And there's Arya. Just I'm trying to get away from that, but joining you would kind of put me at odds with them, you know?
I can't force you to do anything, you know, but they've chosen a side. And their side is one of oppression, tyranny. I don't think that's you.
It's a big galaxy, Casian. Must be some corner that doesn't have to choose a side. But I guess I'm not in that corner, am I?
The further out you get, there's different forces. There are people like Black Sun, Crimson Door, Hut Cartels. It's always power. Their power is just that they play both sides.
Do you actually like salads? Because I'm actually not sure.
He looks at it and goes, I'm a soldier. I don't care what it is as long as it's a square meal. I mean,
you are your friends with Quake then.
This is a buffet, so God knows how much food is on Quake's plate by this point, right?
Yeah, how's Quake doing?
Eating. I mean, it's a buffet, right? Trying that squeaky fish.
It's sort of like the Casian says, you can go your own way, you know. So my path is set for me. So I'm harder and I am colder and crueler than we last traveled together. I don't think you'd like me very much.
Sometimes I wish if that can be just that bit colder, but just look after yourself. Okay? I can't tell you that your cause is worth dying for because I know it is. Just no use to anyone dead.
He nods. And then Kat then approaches you.
Well, Casian, I don't know if you've worked out with Yuno, our what the transport would cost yet. Yeah.
It's taken care of. Don't worry about it, Kat.
Well,
Kind of gives Cassian like a nod. Like,
just gonna let Cassian know that we have some debt and some repairs that need to be taken care of before we can leave.
oh, bother. I thought I'd square that with. Oh God, how much is it? How much is Amzi? Claiming, because I have my own account. Claiming for fees.
1,500 for the docking fees.
Okay, that was
And
my
should
worst case
we
scenario.
should we
but it was
want
close.
should we want the repairs? It would be another 900.
Omze
You know what?
shouts from the other side, repairs were done. Money is owed.
Wow. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. Just take all that out of my accounts. We'll make it up in when we get out of here. I'm kind of done with this place. Just, Kat, I'm gonna be very nice. Take it out of my account. I can afford it. It's fine. It's fine.
Omze laughs mightily and goes, "Well, wonders never cease. Yuno Sunfell has credits in their account."
It's a once in a lifetime miracle, Hamza. Just enjoy it while I'm here.
They do. The least I can do, since most of the damage was because of me, is cover the repairs.
Okay. Okay. Well, my talking fees are mine too to look after. I'll take care of that. I think Yuno is gonna grab more whiskey and just kind of like drink some more.
I think Casian approaches you, Quake, and sort of said, "Are you going to carry on with this crew?" No, I could use someone like you.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with them for a bit. They seem not to be out of the whole trouble yet. Also, I've got my own stuff to take care of, I like what you're doing, but I'm not, at this point, I'm not looking to join a real cause or anything.
He nods and says, "Then I'm said, understood."
But you asked me for intel on the Crimson Dawn leadership?
Yeah.
You've ever heard of Maul?
He sort of goes,
He was Dooku's apprentice during the Clone Wars, struck out on his own. Did a bit of a thing, I think, on Mandalore.
He said, "Great. Dark Jedi running crime syndicates. Just when you think the galaxy can't get more screwed up."
Galaxy's plenty screwed up.
Said Griffin, "Great."
But he's no friend of the Empire. I think that is that's something that you might use.
Said, "That's always good to know." So the worst thing we could, we've had suspicions that some of the crime syndicates have been too close to the Empire, as if they're being pulled from the shadows by something else. It's creepy out there. The starport drops out of hyperspace, floating upon above the dusty world of Tatooine. Omze sort of looks at you and says, Sunfell, and says, "All paid." He said, "You bring trouble here again, you're banned."
I'll try not to. Any advice on getting a bounty off you, Omzi? Well, I'm here.
Said,
or do I have to pay for that advice?
He says, "No, this one's free. Shoot the person who put the bounty on you."
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, she doesn't say that. There's no Jesus in Star Wars.
Equivalent of.
Equivalent of. Okay. That's good to know. Well, nice. Lovely buffet. Omze would love to visit again when I can. We should be off.
And as you say that, the silencer drops out of hyperspace and its capital ship weapons explode across the hull of the starport. This time the shot takes the engines out and the starport starts tilting down and in toward the atmosphere of Tatooine as blasters just keep, those are turbo lasers, just keep firing. I would like everyone to make a stamina check at this point, as the ship has just been ambushed.
Oh, that's a 5 for me. Oh,
Okay.
that's incredibly not great.
It's a 16 for me.
Okay. So you're absolutely fine, Kent.
I got an 18 with a 6 on the force die.
You're absolutely fine as well.
And that was 3 dice I rolled.
Unfortunately, the difficulty was 15, which is 3 times the stamina of 3 times of the roll. So against your wound threshold to bang. Okay, so the something explodes in the stateroom nearby, and Yuno, it knocks you cold as it explodes, send you flying across the room. You're out, and then all of a sudden you can see sort of fires and damage systems in here in the control. He goes, "Curses!" cries Osme, and he hits a button and says, "Abandon ship, move to escape pods, get out of here if you can."
And I look at Kat and say, I guess we're back to running. And then I'll go and see to Yuno because she doesn't look so well.
No, Yuno does not look so well. Yuno's unconscious. You can carry them, or you could use a med pack on them and they would reawaken with 1 wound.
I think at this point, maybe evacuate first or get her back to her feet first. What's the best strategy here? Getting her back to her feet and then evacuate is probably the better choice. So med pack, and because if something happens to me, she can still run. Yeah, that's the better choice. So med pack on her and then let's go. I mean, I can still carry her. If she has a wound, she probably wouldn't mind, I hope.
Right, so you roll the med pack. So you're on 1 wound. I don't need to roll it, you just use it. And you're on 1 wound as you come around.
Yeah, I think I just kind of wake up, kind of jolted by the med pack. There's a hellacious pain on my side. I just kind of say, "It's her. She's here, isn't she?"
Yeah. We're going to your ship. Can you fly?
It's me she wants. You should get on my ship. You should just we're in Tatooine. You should just go.
Yeah, not happening.
It's like weakly try to resist whatever you do, but
I'm just carrying you to your ship. You can weakly resist me, but I
So-
think at this point I'm not up for kind of negotiations or anything. We're going to your ship now. You're wounded. That's kind of the point of what I do.
I'm going to suggest at that point, with the Omze starport breaking up in the atmosphere and you rushing towards the ship to see if you can escape, is the perfect cliffhanger point to end the session. Probably if we were watching this as a throwback sort of serialized drama, the ship would explode. But it probably hasn't. We'll figure out what happened next time. But the ship is definitely breaking up as it falls down into the atmosphere, and you'll have to try and get back to the ship or launch escape pods and down to the planet of Tatooine. Is that okay with everyone?
Well, as we're leaving the room,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, as we're leaving the room, I want to look over at Omze and just say, I was hoping to do some shopping.
I think Omze will growl and go, fire sale, 50% off everything.
Okay.
I'm going to give everyone 6 character points for the game, as we will next time we move into a finale, where there'll probably be lots of shooting and lots of needing to escape from Imperials on your tails, as we are also on Tatooine. Hey, maybe Quake will get their armor back and defend you all. Shall we do a round of stars and wishes to conclude today? I'm going to go in keeper order. I'm going to ask Terry if he's got any stars to throw out to begin with.
Love the way the Casian stories come along. It's nice to work in, and the way we were able to work in the Sith stuff, Maul stuff was really nice. Love the way that went, and who knows, maybe I'll get a chance to play again and pursue that in another time with you, David.
I'll let Rich know he can have a, it depends on the epilogue. I'll let Rich know if he can have a Sith Lord at the back of this who's also a Bothan. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. Leandro, any stars?
Yeah, I've got I've got a lot, man. I think my main star is how very Star Wars this whole session was. We got the fun Force stuff. We got also fun smuggler scoundrel stuff, which is kind of like those two things in conjunction with each other kind of like will make up Star Wars for me. It's I love the contrast with this creepy, horrible Sith temple and everyone's reactions to it, like even little bits like Quake doodling on the data pad, all that. I love Kat deciding to throw their lot in with these weirdos in this yacht. I love Quake being kind of like this relic from a bygone era, which people would say, oh, it was only 14 years ago. Well, 14 years ago to us, well, that's a different era. Kind of, it feels like it. It's like, actually, no, I'm gonna save that for myself. Like, what happened 14 years ago? What the heck?
Yeah, it's like Quake's like a Gen Xer, maybe even a boomer, not like millennial cool kids like you.
God. Yeah, and as always, Dave, I always love the way you just string this together and up the ante when it needs to be, but also just let us I love the balance you get of knowing when to up the stakes, but knowing when to just let go. Let some folks just do what they want, chat nonsense. Love the touch of. I think my favorite bit of that is when you brought in those Rhodians, be like, hey, let's move this scene from this cramped, nice luxury yacht to a nice buffet.
Exactly. Let go. Trust your feelings.
Yeah, stars all around. Lovely
Thank
time.
you. Sabine?
Yeah, stars all around. It was a lot of fun. I love the Cat was like, okay, yeah, maybe, but not right now. That was nice, and the way she's actually sticking up for us. We're our friends now. Yay! That is cool. And I always love Yuno and Casian Andor. That was great. Yeah. So and stars to you, David, for both integrating Maul with it's your destiny. I love that. I just love that. And then Cassian Andor with his, yes, the rebellion is very important, and it's all my life. So, and I can't wait to see you do a hut. So,
All good. I've enjoyed you leading into things, and I've enjoyed the witty one-liners. I mean, not long enough, says Yuno about Casian Andor, and that was fine. I loved just the moment of say of Quake's emotional side. That doodle was great, and realizing you've left Kat alone with a Sith Lord. Yeah, I was hoping to do some shopping. Absolute Star Wars pith in the middle of things. That's great. What about wishes for our final session? What are we looking for in terms of themes we definitely want to hit? Let's go reverse order back. So Sabine,
Explosions. I think I want explosions. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them. So, and I wanted to do a hut maybe, if that's where the story goes. But otherwise, I'm totally happy with the feeling, with the kind of tone we're setting here. How much Star Wars this is. So,
I'm happy to roll into it. You give me that's what I like doing wishes at the back end of things, right? Because the things you want to do, they're not that hard to reincorporate, and then everyone has more fun. So good for me. Leandro, any wishes from you?
Yeah. This is I think I am down for some like classic running and gunning. I think that's mainly what I want to see. There is some like hardcore Star Wars Saturdays universe like thematic nonsense that's delighting me, that no one here knows about, that is just for me, because in the future, in the post Jedi continuity, Arya Sunfell exiles herself to Tatooine. Maybe a confrontation between the sisters. That's kind of like the main thing.
Yeah, I feel it does feel we want to see them on screen together.
That's it for me.
Cool. Terry?
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things I really want to see is the sisters together. Just see how that falls out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So trying to escape the Empire to see if you can get back into your lives of disappear into the rim and smuggling. That seems like a good Star Warsy exit. That means there'll be lots of sort of shooting, explosions, speeder bikes, etc., etc. That feels to me is what we are.
And obviously a chance to shop for an actual, some weapons and armor if I can.
This is like in the middle of the RPG,
Right,
you find a vending machine.
if your character had wanted to buy some equipment while they're on board the station, I am more than happy that between the scenes, so to speak, you had a chance to get that, or you picked it up, or had it you clicked and collected, and they deliver it to your ship for only a small fee. Right, so yeah, I think or if you want to go shopping in Mos Eisley looking for cool fashions, and that's all good with me. But I have no objection to you spreading your experience or your credits to do stuff as well.
All right.
If that's all then good, folks, we will have a high octane conclusion to our time at Hyperspace D6 and my foray into Star Wars Saturdays next Saturday. Awesome. Great to play with you as always, folks. And I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
see you.
Bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.